Now we're going to be talking about the S&P 500 and what's going on. There's some very crazy stuff happening right now. I thought this was an interesting article by Goldman Sachs. The S&P 500 is expected to rally 12% this year. And I can remember when the S&P 500 would go up like 10% in like 10 years. It's crazy to me to see that it's expected to rally 12%. But guess what? Inflation is huge out there. Now, this is what is going to really be a factor in what's going to happen on Tuesday's open. There's all these weekly numbers coming out um, through the U.S. Federal Bureau of Labor and Statistics, right? They're looking at CPI and they're looking to see if inflation is cooling down, if it's staying steady, if it's going up, and this is all going to impact the markets tomorrow at open. Now, chartforecaster.com, which is an insane application, has this for free. So you can go to chartforecaster.com, come over to the news section, and hit the economic calendar. And it's really nice because it gives you a data dump of everything that's going on for that day. But Chart Forecaster has been absolutely nailing S&P 500 or SPY price action like down to a science. Here it said that price action was barreling down. It said, hey, peak momentum area, we're going to see a reversal. Boom, it reversed. Another reversal area here. We also saw volatility breakout warnings. And this is doing this 9 days out. 9 days out in advance, all these arrows were printed on this chart just like this. So it's been a very accurate tool. And if you're interested in this software for chartforecaster.com, just look at the pinned comment. I'll have a free 3-day trial for you. But S&P 500. Now this was my analysis I did on S&P 500 on January 29th. So roughly what? 4 days ago, 5 days ago, somewhere in there. And at the end of the day, I was expecting this thing to kind of come back down and then maybe bounce a little bit. And I was expecting a pivot on Monday, February the 2nd. And then I was expecting the price to kind of rip back up to that 697-ish, 698-ish range. Well, you can see that thanks to chartforecaster.com, we nailed this reversal perfectly. So it was telling us that price action was set to reverse right here at the open. We just absolutely nailed this 100%. So price reversed, it took off, and it reversed right in the area that I thought it was going to. But we saw a tremendous downshift in price action. The markets have been very skittish. Now, what's going to happen for tomorrow? Well, it's not really that clear to me quite yet, but I can give you a broader picture of what I'm kind of looking at right now, going into the end of the week. You see, there is this harmonic pattern that is kind of bearish, not going to lie. And I do see that the price, I'm expecting price to maybe rip down to around this 682-ish level, maybe the 683, somewhere in here. And it very well could be that we see somewhat of a reversal right on Thursday's prediction, somewhere in there, because there's 2 points in times for the S&P 500 that really we need to be looking out for. And it's February 5th at 12:48 hours. This is all UTC time. It's saying that bullish and bearish momentum will start building again. So with that said, we're going to drop a thing. We've already got the trend line drawn, and then on the 9th, we're looking for a basically volatility spikes, breakouts, pauses. February 9th at 1300 hours. This is what we're looking for. So that, I believe, is a Monday morning. We'll go 1300 hours on that. So the 9th, yep, is a Monday morning. So right at the open, guys. Close to the open. Close to the open is what we're going to want to really kind of look out for at about 1300 hours. So a few hours after the open, this is when we're going to start to see some volatility and maybe some spikes and stuff like that in the price. Maybe similar to something like this. Or we can see that this is a major volatile event. Price came up, huge dip. This is a volatility spike. Price resumed. Right, they were shaking out the weak hands there. So at the end of the day, my opinion on S&P 500 really is when you look out at the bigger picture, what's going on here? Well, you can see that these two things here are rising wedges, and you can see that when these things execute, the price travels downward, right? Now, we have an even bigger rising wedge that I think is on the charts that is executing. There was also potentially another rising wedge that executed that originally dumped this price down even further. So my thoughts are that we're going to see the S&P 500 maybe take a little dive here, especially if some of these numbers are not favorable. So right now, I mean, I'm kind of just got this like bearish sentiment that we might at least run down to around this 682-ish level. But it'd be interesting to see if price moves down to here and then rips off, or if price runs down to here and rips off. Maybe we'll get a bounce here and maybe a reversal down out of this rising wedge. And if that happens, we could be in for some trouble here. But yeah, chartforecaster.com, guys, check it out. And also in the description, check out a free trial code that will allow you to gain access to things like the volatility and reversal calculator that just absolutely kills it. I mean, this is top tier stuff in my opinion. So we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.